For Inside Carolina, I'm Taylor Vippolis, and this is the Insider Rundown where I'll cover what I'm hearing when it comes to UNC football. After 11 games with little to no improvement, it feels as if we know what the UNC defense is at this point, and that's one of the worst defenses in the country with the stats backing that up. Out of the 131 FBS teams, the scoring defense is 104th and the total defense is 121st. From those in the know, it's believed that the defensive line is causing the most issues on that side of the ball. It's a defense that has just 15 sacks in the 11 games, which is last in the ACC by a considerable margin and 118th in the NCAA, and the inability to generate any pressure from UNC's front four has been a major problem. I don't think UNC's secondary is great by any stretch, but you'd be hard-pressed to find players that can cover for as long as they are being asked to cover, with quarterbacks having all day to throw. Then in the run game, very rarely do you see a defensive lineman on this UNC team beat the player across from them right at the line of scrimmage for no gain or a tackle for a loss. Averaging a measly 3.8 tackles for a loss per game, that's the second worst in the country, only ahead of Minnesota. When defensive back DeAndre Boykins has more tackles for a loss than any Tar Heel defensive lineman currently playing, not named Kamon Rucker, that's a bad outcome waiting to happen. Along the same lines, the UNC offensive line is also losing at the point of attack far too often for the coaching staff's liking, and that's led to red zone struggles. The offense has been balanced in its play calling inside the 20, but the push from the big guys up front has been missing to gain the tough yards. Last week, UNC only got 14 points off its 5 red zone trips compared to Georgia Tech, who was perfect, scoring 3 touchdowns on their 3 red zone trips. That, more than anything, defined the game. This UNC team has shown that they can win with physicality at times this season, and they'll need that to beat an NC State squad that is coming to Chapel Hill looking to punch them in the mouth. The staff believes that the Wolfpack defense is the best that they'll see all year, and it's a defense that prides itself on playing with violence. The game will be played on Black Friday, but UNC is hoping for some green in Kenan Stadium. All reports suggest that wide receiver Antoine Green will return to the starting lineup to provide a massive boost for an offense that has looked lost since he went out with an upper body injury in the Wake Forest game. I've been consistent in saying that he's the most underrated player for the Tar Heels, and you could see why when he's not out there. His presence and ability to win over the top opens up the offense entirely and takes the defense's attention off Josh Downs. No Power 5 receiver averages more yards per game in conference play than Downs, but right behind him in 9th on that list is Antoine Green. For an offense that's built on chunk plays, he's the straw that stirs the drink with a team-high 22.6 yards per catch. Fortunately for the Tar Heels, this game is being played on a short week, so they can get the chance to get that bad taste out of their mouth more quickly. Against your fiercest football rival, this is a different type of challenge, and you have to understand the significance this one holds leading into the conference championship. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and if you're making the trip to Kenan on Friday, I'll see you there. Until then, stay tuned to Inside Carolina for all the latest coverage leading to kickoff.